Hello there, darlings. Welcome to the Clockwork Cabaret. They are old, they are not hip. They are the weird aunties that you didn't know you needed or wanted. And now, for a friendly reminder, this show is for adults. That darling DJ duo, Emmett Davenport and Lady Attercop, drink cocktails, have potty mouths, and at least one of them was raised by wolves.
And with the sound of the cuckoo, you know that it is time for the Clockwork Cabaret. Hooray!
Yeah.
I am Emmett Davenport.
And I am Lady Attercop.
And this week, we have hit the year...
wall.
Yes, the wall. We have hit the year mark on being quarantined. And I would like to know how you, Lady Attercop, have been coping with being in a lockdown, quarantine, self-isolating, isolation, what have you. How have you been dealing with it? How you doing?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No.
to cackle.
I know.
Yeah, no good. It's all great over here. It is not great. I actually I am actually, you have asked this question. You did not know this was a loaded question.
I did not.
You did not know this was a trap.
I did not. You told me it was okay.
I lied to you. I apologize. No, I, like a lot of people, actually, because I have had my first vaccination shot.
Yay.
Very exciting. In a couple of days, I actually will be 92% inoculated, and that's very, very exciting. Because I have just been a walking, talking potential typhoid Mary the entire time of quarantine. It has not felt great. For some listeners that may not know, I work in a salon in which we touch people and we are in their quarantine bubble for more than 15 minutes. And I'm also going to school with young people who think that they are invincible, so they aren't always the safest when it comes to mask security. So I've spent a lot of the past year feeling like a potential infection vector that could kill someone that I know and love.
I was actually trying to go in a more like, what have you been...
No, but we're getting there.
Are we? I was trying to go for the more like, how have you been occupying your time in the quarantine, not the existential dread that I feel because of the quarantine.
Well, the answer is that a good chunk of that existential dread has now been lifted.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, so I have been doing more things because I feel a little bit less like I might potentially murder someone I care about. And for me, that has manifested as buying plants, gardening, and watching very long Marvel movies.
Oh.
Apparently.
All right.
We just didn't have the spoons to watch a movie about where half of the population dies.
I can
as
see
a
that
plot point during a pandemic.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
Yes, but no. Yes, but no. No, it actually is a huge weight off of my shoulders, and I am feeling a little bit less like casual contact with me might potentially kill someone I love. So that's good.
Awesome. I'm
and
feeling like this was
quarantine for years made me real weird.
Yeah, I was feeling like this might be going in the wrong direction. That's great.
Nah. We're all feeling like that. We're all grappling with what it means to have been in a quarantine for a year.
Well, so quarantine for me personally has just been mostly about revisiting my childhood of being isolated and alone and separated from the rest of population, just like when I was homeschooled by a bunch of hippie weirdos. So yeah, that's been a fun.
And so you were accusing me of making it bleak.
I'm trying not to make it bleak. My whole thing is so where I'm going with this is that when I was a child, my best friend was television. And I used to read the TV guide for fun, and my family would ask me, it's Tuesday, what's on TV today? And I would then list off all of the various things because I had memorized it, because that was one of the things that I did, because I had nothing else to do.
Oh, I also read the TV guide for fun, but
yes.
I also read the encyclopedia for fun.
I did that as well.
I was not homeschooled.
I did that as well. I also read the dictionary.
I read the dictionary too! I first looked up curse words and then I branched off into other words that I thought were interesting.
Oh, I just jumped around.
You didn't look up curse words in the dictionary?
I knew all the curse words.
No, I knew them, but it was really fun to read the definition of, like, say shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. One of the things that I did when I hit college age, 18, I guess, was that I realized that I could actively say swears out loud. And cursed a whole bunch, and I like to, and one of my favorite things was to completely and totally do all of the grammatical variations on swear words. My favorite one being fuck.
Yes, you can use fuck in many different ways.
Yeah, there's actually, I believe, a Netflix show, The History of Swear Words, with Nicolas Cage, that does all of that. And it's very funny because I was like, yep, did all of that. Did all of it. I figured out how to conjugate the word fuck in so many different ways. Yep. Yep. I used it as an adjective, as a verb, as a noun, in every way possible. It's my favorite thing, and that was definitely partially because of my reading the dictionary.
Oh, so you hit a certain age and then you started cursing real bad.
Yes, and then I haven't stopped. I mean, I don't do it so much on this show because for the past 12 years it was a habit that we weren't supposed to. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard for me to do it here.
And I mean, you did just say the word fuck a bunch of times.
I did. But
in an academic sense.
But normally, in my everyday life, I swear quite a lot, and poor Rupert, my significant other, is constantly asking me to stop because I swear a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we are a cussing bunch.
Yes, and I can't help it. Of course, he is also now a cussing bunch. I don't know if that's because of my influence or simply his own. He now suddenly feels the freedom of saying it. I do know that he actually said that, the polite and easygoing Rupert died 6 months ago in this pandemic, and that the feral I don't take no shit Rupert has emerged, and he will not tolerate.
Is the feral Rupert the one that made me a dick-shaped cat scratcher for Christmas?
Yes, that would be.
I am on board for this Rupert.
That would be that Rupert.
Listeners, you have to understand, this was a greatly appreciated gift.
Yes,
because I am, as was dear Rupert, an art student. And if there is one thing that art students and cartoonists and all other creative types enjoy, it is a finely crafted, crude gift.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah,
for
and it is beautiful.
so for Christmas, Rupert, my significant other, took all of the cardboard that we had collected over the course of, I don't know, the past 6 months. We had a bunch of boxes.
Pandemic.
Through the pandemic, I would like to refer to it as Box City. It was essentially a playground for our cats to play around in, but he broke them all down and then turned them into a cat scratch toy.
Multi-layered.
So many layers. He cut them out into shapes and made a penis and testicles specifically to give to Lady Attercop and Mr. Ducky as a Christmas gift. And he actually asked me when he was about to start doing it, do you think that they will appreciate this? And I just started laughing, and I was like, they are the only people that I know who would.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful.
Yes,
it was perfect.
He's already
the cats love it.
Yeah, he's already taken notes as to how he will make the next one.
Oh!
How to perfect it.
He does not know what cock-shaped.
Yes.
Revenge.
Yeah, he's hoping. He's very curious to know what the revenge will be. He's all for it.
I know. We're only 3 months into the new year, and I'm already contemplating it. It consumes my every waking hour.
Excellent. He's all for it. He thinks
how
it's
can
funny.
I top this cock?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
There you go.
This is what quarantine has done to us.
Yes. I've watched a whole bunch of cartoons.
Yes, I've watched a lot of cartoons.
I've watched a lot of cartoons. I've watched a lot of BBC shows. I've watched a lot of... I've been mostly sticking to comedies and cartoons because I have discovered that if I go too much into super serious things, it makes me upset.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to get past the 4th episode of WandaVision because I'm like, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
And I'm familiar with the source material. So.
Yes. Yeah, I did start watching, what was this? Black Sails, because our friend Lee
he was like, hey, you want to look
very
at some
obsessed
pirates?
about it. Yeah, sexy pirates.
Hey, look at these sexy, attractive pirates.
Yeah, I'm still a little... I still have that slight feeling of Game of Thrones where it's like, just because you think this is historically accurate, you didn't have to do this.
Yeah, no.
Like, you didn't have to put sexual assault in this episode.
You don't, because, you know what else is historically accurate?
Not.
Like, assaulting children.
Yeah. Could you not
just keep that out of the
You could just
TV
not
show.
put that in there. Well, also...
Because it's like, that's upsetting. So you could do the same for like...
Also, I liked Musketeers, the BBC Musketeers. Yes. I liked that. Was perfect. Like, there was the brief moment where you thought it was going to go in that direction, and they stopped it. They nipped it in the bud.
Also, super attractive people, costuming,
yes,
swords.
Yes, I am all for it. I am all for it. But I have to watch it, like, I watch 1 or 2 episodes and then I have to stop and go watch something stupid. Because I'm like, nope, alright, this is too much. Also, it's not necessarily historically accurate.
It is not.
Because, for one, it is, what I find, it's based on Robert Louis Stevens' Treasure Island. So it's a prequel. It's a prequel to Treasure Island, so they're all fictional. There's a lot of fictional characters, and then they've thrown in some historical figures as well pirates. To like try and make it a little more like, ooh yeah, it's all grungy and real, yeah. So like, there's Captain Flint and Long John Silver and Billy Bones and
all those guys.
Yeah, a bunch of other characters that are from the Treasure Island, but then they've thrown in some real historical, like Captain Jack Rackham is in there, and Anne Bonny, and Blackbeard.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. and there's some like, and it's just there's some parts where it's like you have made this female character very strong and bold, but then you've made this other one terrible, and I don't understand what is going on. Like, and also these should be reversed. Like Anne Bonny to me should not be laying in a crying puddle of her own tears.
I believe she was the one that said if you fought like men instead of dogs, we wouldn't be overrun when she was captured.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because was Anne Bonny, and then
there was another Mary.
Yes, it was
Mary somebody or other. Mary Reed. Mary Reed was the other.
And Mary Reed, and she was the one that ran off with Calico Jack.
Yes, who is Captain Jack Rackham.
She had been born of a well-to-do family, but clearly had something wrong internally with her because she was constantly getting into fights and
they did not
headbutting people before she became a pirate.
Yeah, well, so they made the Anne Bonny character a lot sadder.
Passive? No.
But then they also made her kind of a crazy murderer, and
I mean, she was a crazy murderer.
Yes, but there's definitely yes. I'm only a couple episodes in the second season, so I believe. But there's definitely a lot of.
Mary Reed was the other pirate. Yes. That was a lady on her ship.
Yeah,
and
they haven't. She hasn't appeared yet. If she even shows up,
and I could be mistaken because I'm not looking this up. This is off the dome. And one thing that that quarantine has proven to me is that I have ADHD. I just need to go get a formal diagnosis for everything I already do. I believe she and Mary Reed, they did not surrender when they were finally captured. They fought to the end, and I believe she was the one that said if you had fought like men instead of dying like dogs. She basically insulted all of the guys that threw their weapons down and surrendered.
That seems about right.
Yeah, I would have to look up the exact quote.
Yeah,
but there was definitely something like, you didn't fight like men, you were friggin' dogs, yet landlubbers.
Yeah, well, and so that's,
she was not a passive, submissive, bad woman. I believe she was the one that tried to seduce Mary Reed, and then Mary Reed kind of begged her off with oh, no, I'm not interested. And she's like, oh, either you're interested or you're thrown overboard. And Mary Reed went, I'm a woman! And that's how they found out that Mary Reed.
And then Anne Bonny was like, me too!
Oh, hey! Well, in that case, hello, BFF.
Yes, you're my bestest friend now.
Let's be lady pirates together.
Yeah.
And they reportedly, one of the fighting tactics that they would use would they be fighting some dudes and they would be kind of losing, and then they would just pop open their tops and show their boobs and be like, look at these guys. And and sometimes that would distract whoever they were fighting long enough so that they could stab them.
I will say,
like demure women would do.
Well, I will say
demure women would do.
Well, I will say that was one of my tactics when grappling during Kung Fu. I mean, I didn't show boobs, but I did lift up my shirt to show my sports bra.
Flash some sports bra.
I flashed some sports bra, and that would throw off my opponent long enough so that I could grapple him to the ground when I was doing Kung Fu. It only works. It only worked once.
It only works once
on that person because then that person. I'm sure as a pirate,
you're gonna stab somebody. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure as a pirate, it only has to work once because then they're dead. Your opponent is dead.
And also, if you're a TV show and you're making a movie about the woman who flashed her tits at opponents to make them stop fighting her long enough to gut them, making her sad and cry may not be the right.
Yeah. I don't know what
May
I don't
not
know
be the right direction.
I don't know what direction they're going in, but it seems very strange to me, and that is where I am in that. But overall, I've just been watching like silly, ridiculous cartoons. I have caught up on Craig and the Creek and Bob's Burgers and Steven Universe and
I'm not caught up on
Adventure Time and She-Ra and DuckTales and Gravity Falls and like there's 1,000 other
Owl. Well,
Owl House.
But Owl House is new.
Yeah.
And I have been very much enjoying the new DuckTales. I'm sad it's not getting another season.
Yeah. But those are all things that that I feel like
we've been watching a lot of TV is what we're trying to say.
Yes, because what else are we going to do?
Because we're sad and emotionally wounded.
Yes, TV is my friend. And on that, I'm going to press a button.
The best alternative. Mad Wasp Radio.
So we didn't know how to transition from what we had been talking about before, which was a little bit more dour and a little bit more real than we had been anticipating. But we've been in quarantine for a year, and we're a little fucking raw. I have not seen Emmett in person in well over a year, and it really sucks. And I had said, let's talk about the things that we're looking forward to once we get vaccinated. And there's a part of that feels scary because, like, you don't want to talk about the things that might be and then curse them not to come true. Right?
Oh, no, it's true. I spent a lot of time during this pandemic thinking about all of the things that I would like to do post-pandemic, and I have been listing them off and talking about them, and it seems very far away and not at all attainable, and I don't want to keep doing that because it makes me depressed and sad. So how about if we're gonna make a to-do of what we're gonna do? How about what are you gonna do this week?
This week.
Yeah, this week, this upcoming week. What are you gonna do to make yourself feel better about everything? Like, what are you gonna do what are you gonna do for you? For yourself, personally.
This is hilarious because this is an actual honest to God, and Emma does not know this question that my therapist asked me.
Oh.
And I froze up and could not answer because the concept of doing something good for me.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be simply like painting your nails. It could be, are you going to go plant a plant in the dirt?
Again, the concept of doing something positive for myself in the next week seemed so foreign that it made me freeze and cry.
Well, don't freeze and cry.
Well, no, I'm not, because my therapist has already asked me those questions.
So you're prepared now. I did not know, but yes.
Not more prepared, but at least more emotionally dead inside.
Okay.
Oh no.
Whichever works.
Actually, no, I have an answer for this. Yesterday, Mr. Ducky and I went to a local home goods store to pick up some outdoorsy manual gardening wares that made me feel very butch and very manly. Very like, and when I placed the order, my bank immediately flagged it as potential fraud and called me like, "Did you place these orders? Did you want a hedge trimmer because algorithm shows you do not want a hedge trimmer.
You have never in your history of your life ever bought a hedge
Never in
trimmer.
your history have you purchased a hedge trimmer or a leaf blower, my friend. And I had to assure my bank that no, that was me. I wanted to buy the hedge trimmer and also the leaf blower and also the lawnmower. And no, it's okay. It's me. But we had to go to the
practicing
local
lawn maintenance.
lawn maintenance store and pick up our purchases. And I am actually very much, again, this is why the bank flagged this is potential fraud. I am not a lawn maintenance person. I am more of a, it's nature. Let nature solve itself kind of person. But I have been trapped inside for a year. I have been staring at my walls. And despite the fact that I am a ginger and the sun is actively trying to murder me, I want to go outside and try to tame that nature. And so the thing I'm looking forward to this week is I am looking forward to it. The weather has been great. It's been actually very nice. Who knows when that will turn on us, because nature wants us to die and is trying to eradicate us from the face of the planet, but which I respect. But for right now, it's nice. And I want to go outside and I want to plant some flowers and plant some lettuce and plant some tomatoes and maybe chainsaw a few things. I bought a chainsaw. I don't know what I might chainsaw, but now I have the option to maybe chainsaw some things that are in my way. And that potential power, that does fill me with joy. But just, you know what? I don't know if I can adequately explain this. That I now have the option to go out into my yard and potentially chainsaw some unruly plant life that has been vexing me for a year. Fills me with a joy I don't know that I understand at this moment. Yeah. I am the terrible colonizer that wants to go out into the wilderness and reshape it in
Your image.
and into my image.
I feel like topiary might be a thing that you
There
should think
might
about.
be some. I'm not ruling out topiaries.
There's a nice bush in front of your house that I feel like you could very topiary that thing.
I did upgrade from the clippers, like the manual clip, to a little electric. It has a cord. It was not much more expensive, but now it is an electric, more like a butter knife. A topiary butter knife.
Topiary butter knife, yeah, it's true.
And the possibilities now are endless.
Well, and you have also been going to, stylist school, so now you have
beauty school for a year and a half.
So you now have all sorts of ideas of how to shape hedges, I assume.
I'm gonna give that.
Gonna give it a fade. Give it a fade and a flat top.
I'm gonna give it a flat. I don't know if you can give it a fade, but I can give it a flat top. I could make a beautiful afro.
Yeah.
I could make a wedge bob. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do with my bushes? Who knows how I will shape nature into my twisted desires?
Well, see, that's what Rupert has been doing at our house, is that he's been going outside into nature, into our yard, and trying to tame it. I am allergic to a lot of nature, and I spend a large portion of my time staring at it and wishing for it to behave, but knowing full well that if I go out into it, there's a very high level possibility that it will murder me. So
fair enough.
I stare at it from a distance and point at it accusingly. I do.
So what are you doing?
But I do order things. I like to order things to send him out into the yard to do. So like I order seeds. I order seed packets and then send him out into the yard. Go put
Oh.
these out there. Plant this yarrow. Plant this feverfew for me. Could you just sprinkle this 10-pound bag of lavender everywhere you possibly have a space for it? Just go out in there. Just do all of that, please, because I would like to look at all of it from inside the safety of my house. Because if
So you want him to make your own witch's garden for you?
I do. I want him to make the garden, the witch's garden, that I will lovingly appreciate from the inside of my house.
From the tower?
From my tower, yes. I'm like Rapunzel, but not.
Well, I was thinking more like a witch's or a wizard tower, like
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
not
more like a
less
wizard tower.
Rapunzel-y, more,
Yeah, I'm not a prisoner. I can come and go as I please. It's just nature and I do not get along. I'm allergic to a large section of it. Also, he keeps buying jerky, which is my nemesis. I really want to eat jerky, but I can't because I'm allergic to mesquite. And, and the liquid smoke that is involved in making jerky.
I was really wondering how jerky was figuring into this conversation. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, jerky, like nature. I'm allergic to it.
I'm allergic to gin. Which just makes me sad.
I'm only allergic to Hendrick's gin, so I can understand that.
No, it's all gin.
Oh.
I can have a gin drink, and then anything beyond that.
Oh, yeah, see,
Makes
Hendrick's
me
gin.
wish I was dead.
Hendrick's gin, I am deathly allergic to. As long as it doesn't have rose in it, I'm fine. But Hendrick's wants to kill me.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's terrible.
So you've been coping by sending your significant other out into the wilderness.
Yes, so I can watch him, and you know, he's having a battle with the wildlife, the squirrels, the raccoons, the possums. There's a battle raging on, and I am safely in my wizard tower. Wizard or witch tower, staring from above, going, "Yep, that's nature for you. Please go out there and plant these other seeds that I have, because I would like those."
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Also, I only go to 3 places from the house during this whole pandemic. I go from the house to the cafe where I bake things, and I bake a whole bunch of stuff. And then I go to recycling center to get rid of all the cardboard. And then I go to the liquor store.
Also, yeah.
And then I return to the house. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only places I go.
Yeah, I go to work.
And that is how I cope.
I go to work, which is a salon where I touch people.
Gross.
But they're all wearing masks, so I feel pretty safe there. I go to work, or I go to school, where I also touch people.
Ugh.
And they don't all wear masks.
Ugh.
I don't feel good and safe there. Not great. But I only go once a week, so I can limit my exposure. And I pick up groceries. I pick up anything else I possibly can. I go to the dump. Yeah, to drop off recycling, but I don't actually interact with anyone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I put a leash on our cat and I walk her around the neighborhood because I'm desperate to go outside and have some kind of interaction.
And that's how we handle all of this.
And then we do this podcast via Zoom.
Yes. Someday when I get my vaccine, and you are finished with your vaccine, we can then possibly do this podcast back in our studio together, and it will be lovely, if only for if only for, a few hours, that we can be away from our significant others in a different location.
We could go to a third location. What?
For a few hours. It will be wonderful. I look forward to it.
Weird.
I feel like...
And listeners, we appreciate you.
We do. We appreciate...
Dealing with, continuing to listen to us through this very strange year that we are all enduring.
Yes.
I don't want to say surviving. I want to say enduring.
Yes.
And we super appreciate it. And it actually feels crass to kind of chill right now after I say how much we appreciate you all hanging in there while we just kind of trudge through 2000 and 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
So I won't chill. You can find all of our information on agonyauntstudios.com. That is where our social media stuff is. It's where our Patreon and coffee and all that other good stuff is. Yeah. It's been
Yeah, no, it's been a year.
We've now been doing this remotely for over a year,
yes.
and it stinks.
Yes, yeah. We originally did this remotely a couple times because of snowstorms.
Right.
And bad weather, and now it has become the normal thing, and it is very weird for both of us, and sometimes, sometimes we struggle because it's not the same as it used to be. I feel like an old person and I should be shaking my walking stick. It didn't used to be like this.
It's hard to keep the energy up. It's hard to have the same kind of spontaneity and banter and stuff. And also we're both now dealing with living our lives remotely for a year, and it's tough.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone of our listeners has also been dealing with the same
exact
thing, and so good on you for making it through this long and for doing the right thing, and we all appreciate you for doing it because it's definite. We know that it works, and we know that it's helping to stem the tide of something really terrible that we don't have any control over. So I appreciate every single one of you for doing what you need to in order to make sure that you and yours stay safe and the people you care about stay safe, just like we're trying to do. So with that...
And we know it hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
It's sucked on toast.
Yes. And with that, this has been the Clockwork Cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
She is Lady Attercop.
Am I?
I assume.
Hold on. Yeah, no, I am Lady Attercop, and she's Emmett Davenport, as far as I know.
And it's not work we do.
It's love.
Are you troubled by tarantulas? Angered by arachnids? Do spiders plague your waking world? If such troubles put a rustle in your bustle, then we have the solution to free your undergarments from fear-related quakes. Rid yourself of this condition and harden your disposition with our ingenious invention. How is such a behavioral transformation possible? Simply arm yourself with our patented appendage amputation shears and simple erroneous mantra. Spiders have 8 legs, not 6. This must surely be an insect. Now you can live a scream-free existence surrounded by swarms of your newfound friends. This marvel of modern myths thinking is brought to you by Miss Muffet's Emporium of Curds, Whey, and Devilish Devices, now available by mail order.
It's 1:45. Oh, I must get a little hand put on that watch.
Aye, it's about time you were tuned into Mad Wasp Radio. Always the best, coming out of the nest. Aye, thank you all.